Fargo's Soul mod is notorious for having the Soul of Eternity, which is an accessory with about 1600 crafting steps in 1.3 with all the DLCs. This is my first time playing Eternity mode, Shadows of Abandon, and I haven't played Thorium in a while, so since I've played Calamity Infernum more times than I can count, I made it my goal to craft the Soul of Eternity. I want to try and craft all the elements as I progress instead of just getting to the end and trying to make them all. I break this statue here, which gives me access to Eternity mode, and also I'll be playing on Death. I try not to download any quality of life mods just to have a full experience, but this little fairy looking guy gave me some useful items like some heart crystals. I spent the entirety of the first day building a house, and then I spent some time studying the Soul of Eternity because I have no idea how to craft this thing. Again, I'd like to not skip anything, but looking into this thing, I definitely think I will miss a couple things that I'll have to go back on. There's just too much to keep track of, and I don't want to open a Google Docs and write everything down. After looking into it and accepting the fact that this is going to take me over 100 hours, I placed down some NPC houses so that they can start moving in during the daytime. Shortly after, I venture a little bit to the right and realize how underpowered I am, and I'm eventually to die to a Snidrion in the desert. I hop into a cave to mine some stone and head back home and make some new items, including a wooden whistle, which is part of the Thorium Bard class. I kinda want to try and make all the weapons that I can because I know that I'll need them for the Soul of Eternity, and again, I don't want to skip anything. Following this, I go into the snow biome and grab some boreal wood for the wood enchantments that the Soul of Eternity requires you to make. Each of these makes you craft the armor set of each respective wood and have a couple different items like paintings. I think one of them has a squirrel. The snow biome eventually leads me down into cave where I find my first chest and get an ice blade, which is really helpful for the early game. I also find an ice mirror, ice skates, and a couple heart crystals while trying to mine all the ores I can because usually I play with duping, but this time I decided that would probably be a little too cheaty. Luckily, Eternity mode decided to give me both a grappling hook, a double jump, and a couple other movement accessories, but unfortunately I didn't get any boots. So I tried to find a pair of flurry boots in here, which is the equivalent of Hermes boots, but unfortunately it didn't give me any. After a little bit more searching around, I didn't find anything, so I just eventually went home and I had to get off for the day. Starting off day 2, I hop straight back into the mines, and apparently mimics spawn in pretty hard mode now, which I die to pretty quickly. Using the stuff that I got from the mines, I crafted some magic storage components, which is essential to this because it organizes all my stuff. This is my first time using magic storage, so I kinda just threw a couple things together that I thought would work, and it was pretty similar to the ME system from Minecraft mods. With that set up, I went to the left of the world and I found a giant tree with arguably one of the weirdest things I found. It was a sword shrine that was in the middle of the tree. Anyways, I ventured a little bit down and realized it was actually a real one. Usually these don't give me anything, but apparently this one, oh my god. So apparently the game decided to give me an Arcalis, which for those of you that don't know, it's about a 3% chance of dropping from these sword shrines, and they're pretty rare to even get a sword shrine in a world. So this thing will be really useful, as you'll see in a bit. Following my good fortune, I decide I'm finally ready to craft my first enchantment, which is one of the many pieces of the Soul of Eternity. This is just the basic wooden one, which only requires the wooden set of armor, a daybloom, a bunny, and a squirrel, so I head over to the corruption to make it real quick. Being the first enchantment you can craft, it isn't pretty good, but I still need it, and it is the most basic crafting recipe, so don't worry, they're gonna get a little bit harder from here on out. After a bit more dilly-dallying, I killed an ice mimic, and it dropped an ice bow and a frost flower or something? I don't really know, but these are hard mode weapons, and I decided pretty quickly that I wasn't going to use them just because they were a little overpowered to have. While it is nice to have these, I do think that they are a little bit too overpowered, and I do want to get the full experience, so I'm just going to go ahead and ban the mimic drops. To do a little more looking in the ice caves, right now I'm looking for flurry boots and the painting that I need for the Soul of Eternity. I spent an absurd amount of time looking for this painting, only to realize that you actually need to move the painter to the ice biome and you can just buy it from him. Apparently it doesn't even spawn in the houses, you just have to move the painter to a specific biome, and he has like 6 different paintings that he can sell. Either way, this isn't that much of a problem just because I need the flurry boots. I'm also grabbing stuff from the marble biome and killing hoplites because I need their armor for another enchantment. Anyways, I'm just gonna let this clip roll for a bit. I didn't really get anything notable except I crafted a few new weapons and got max life. There are too many armor sets and weapons to where I can make them all and test them, so I'm just gonna mainly focus on melee, I think. I think for the different stages of the game, like pre-hard mode, and then post-Moonward, I might switch up my class a little bit, or I might just go with everything and like do a halberd can or something, I don't really know. One thing I did get while I was down here was I was trying to mine as much thorium as I could because A, the armor set is really good, and B, it gives me inspiration eventually so that I can get more into the bard class, because I think that's the one that I want to go with until Moonward. We do get an evil presence feel us watching us, so I do have to go back to the surface. This really sucks because while I did manage to find boots while I was down here, I am not prepared for this fight at all. I do not have an arena, I do not know the boss attacks. I try to throw a small little arena together real quick, but it's not enough and I get pummeled pretty quickly. While unprepared, I do actually manage to get the boss down to about half health, even though I didn't really want to beat him. I thought this was also a good opportunity just to see what the attacks were. I don't think I've ever even seen it before in a video. After the fight, I go around in the ice caves looking for a little longer because I still didn't realize that you needed to move the painter NPC. The traveling merchant also came by and I got some ultra bright torches and he got completely destroyed by slimes because apparently the game didn't catch a hint that I wanted to beat the bosses in order and summoned a slime rain, so I'm gonna fight King Slime. I take the opportunity to expand my arena and after killing enough slimes he does eventually spawn. But of course the Eye of Cthulhu does first because apparently in Fargo's Soul mod, after you get an evil presence watching you, that happens almost every night. I figured even though that I don't want to beat him as well, it would be a good idea to learn his attacks so I can beat him in the future easier. As you can see, dodging wasn't really my focus here, but he does seem easy enough to where I think I can beat him on my next try. My weapons do enough damage because I also got an enchanted sword from a cosmic elemental, I think. I don't really know how I got it. That kind of reinforced my idea that I want to focus on melee, at least for the time being. I actually got him pretty low here, but I eventually got pushed off to the side and died. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think Death and Eternity mode kind of mix here because of the jewel. I am not entirely sure though. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. The rest of the day was just spent running around and building more houses because I finally figured out that the painter actually sold the paintings that I need, so I did actually find another mimic and it dropped a dual hook, and I know I said it that I banned mimic drops. However, I kinda just want to use the dual hook anyways because it's the same as a diamond hook to me. I do want to apologize for the switch up of content. I know I usually post Battle Cats and that is coming back, and also welcome to my voice, I guess. I don't know. I've never really recorded a video like this, so I do want to thank you if you did watch to the end. Anyways, goodbye.